Welcome, 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 welcome. Today, thank you. You know, I actually got this shirt from. I got this shirt from Disney. It's from Epcot. So this is from Florida.
Kawaii.
Kawaii. I know, I really like it. Matthew's saying it looks too extra, but like, I feel like that's fitting for me to wear then. Also, shout out to the new Twitch mods! Yeah! We got Ikomi and we got Ayo Lisbeth. Those are our wonderful, beautiful people that will help us keep this PG, sort of. We don't always stay PG, but like, yeah, keep it, you know, pretty good. Also, shout out to all our Discord mods. We got Andrew, we got Karen, we got Ribbon, we got JJ, we got, oh, that's it. But shout out to them, and then shout out to our editors. We got Will, and we got Rice Prezi. Woo! And then we're gonna get some clippers. Guys, thank you guys so much for doing the application. If you did do the application, and welcome to the team.
You can still do the application because we're still expanding, but that's what we have so far.
Yes, this is the starting. You know, Ikomi's definitely gonna help me with Discord because I'm a noob in that, and I really don't know how to like run it. But we learn things every single day. But we were trying to build a team forever. So hopefully we can like really like work together, be a beautiful, loving family, and yeah, create something incredible.
Wait, did you put? Is it in our handles now?
What?
The Discord?
It's in mine and the twins, not yours.
No, like the YouTube.
No, it's on Instagram.
Oh, for YouTube, we made a Discord. You can find it on Instagram. Join up. There's members growing.
Sharkfin! Hey, welcome from YouTube. Guys, today we're going to be doing a quick little stream. We were going to do it bigger, but today we're doing a themed movie night. So I had to go out and buy a bunch of like Twilight themed food because we're going to be watching Twilight. So we can't go on stream for too long, but we will have a fun little react day. And react to some of these videos, so that should be pretty fun. Yeah, but I'll probably show you guys. I'll show you guys what the Twilight food themed stuff ends up looking like later on. But yep, we're gonna have a quick little react day today. Catch up, talk, and then talk about what else is gonna be happening this week. Yay! Actually, it's gonna be it's gonna be pretty busy because tomorrow we have people flying in that are from our hometown, and then Friday, oh no, then the next day we have to prepare because we are going home, guys. We're gonna be going home for a bit, home sweet home. So maybe we'll have like a little home stream when we're back there. So that should be fun. Little like hometown reunion type of thing.
What are we reacting to?
Today we are going to be reacting to the worst punishments in history, as well as the most avoidable deaths ever,
as well as body cams if we have time. But let's check out the Discord.
Oh yeah, let's check them out. Let us see what is new in the Discord. New audio device. Do not. Okay, new. Okay, we got it. Anyways, to the ski school. Off rip. Oh wait, this is from old stream. All right, let's see. Yo, what the freak is
such a clippable face.
My face is so. Oh my gosh! Shout out when we hit 100. Love this, guys. Guys, if you don't know, we hit over 100 subscribers. Big shout out to Marcine because Marcine helped us hit that goal. Boom, chicken soup. We hit 100. New goal is 150, obviously, but we are already planning the 100 sub goal, or the 100 sub stream. This one, oh my gosh, this is old.
Oh, is it? Was that a filter or someone added a filter?
It's Andrew. Every time I see a Daniela, I always know it's just.
I just love him.
Here's the streaming.
Hey, it's working.
Hey, at least we know it's working. Anyways, big W's to these people. Ben Marcina, I don't know what life. Bianca, beautiful. Staff intros. Hell yeah. Yay, we got the staff, guys. We got Andrew. Hey, everyone. I'm Andrew. I'm super excited to join the Discord mod team. Thank you, Daniel and Matthew, for this opportunity. I'm here to help make sure this space stays fun and safe for everyone. If you ever need anything, let me know. Also, Daniel took my wig. If you find it, please return it. Also, I love listening to Tay McRae. Ribbon Princess. Hello, everyone. My name is Amira, and I'm one of the Discord mods. I was told to say a few things about myself. I like anime, manga, reading, horror, and drawing. Nice to meet you. I'm so grateful for the twins picking me as a mod. Jer. Hey everyone, I'm Jeremiah, but I go by Jer Bear, or just Jer. For the most part, thank you for the twins for this opportunity. So a bit about me, I'm a huge SpongeBob and anime fan. Really? Okay, and I love photography, and I hope you guys have a good time, and I hope I can make an impact on the community here. Thank you. What's up is Elizabeth, baby. What's up, everyone? I'm Elizabeth, and I'm so glad to be part of the Ski Squad, and I will be a moderator for Twitch. Also, I will be giving big thanks to the GOATs, Daniel and Matthew, for this opportunity. Here are a few things about me. Mexican-American, from NYC, Leo, I'm an introvert, but I'm comfortable with you. Then you can get on my extroverted side. Ooh. Chill girl. I won't tolerate any negativity. Yes, like anime, K-pop, gaming, Roblox, specifically vibing to music, reading, and watching WWE. If I always say this on stream, bye Matthew. Bye Daniel, Matthew, and Chad. Make sure to stay hydrated, eat well. Oh, that's cute. I say it because I care about you guys and actually mean it. Hope you guys enjoy this little introduction. I call me. My name is Ariel, and my gamer. Oh my gosh, I didn't know your name was Ariel. I literally thought your name was I Call Me. That's crazy. Ariel, and my gamer tag is I Call Me. I do prefer my real name, but I don't expect anyone to memorize it. All right, Ariel. For now on, I'm calling you that. Age, 30, birthday, Leo, pronouns she, her. I'm Filipino, born and raised in Cali. My favorite color is neon green and mint green. Oh, you're like me. I'm a gamer girl. Video games is my hobby. It is my remedy, and I've been playing since Sega Nintendo 64 Prime era. You know what's up. That's us, OGs. Baby. I work a full-time job, but I'm chronically online, and my favorite platform is Twitch, so I'll always be around to help watch and support as much as I can. Thank you for having me. Excited to be part of Daniel Matthews' growth journey. Successful content creator. Guys, we're all gonna grow together. Are you kidding me? This is a community. We're gonna grow as one big happy family. Love this staff, guys. Big, if you haven't reacted already to the new staff, make sure you do, because this is this fam, this is the squad. And without further ado, let's get into the videos. All right, which one should we react to first? The worst punishments in human history, or the most avoidable deaths?
This one's the shortest, so we can do the most avoidable deaths of all time by Paint Professor. Paint Professor. That's an interesting name.
Dude, I'm already seeing some like crazy ones. This one looks like he's shooting a cactus. Yes. I don't even know how you would die from that, but you know, never say never, because there's like a possibility in any other way.
Yeah, I'm seeing some like wild.
Let's see, which one do you guys want to do? I'm going to make the executive. Oh, maybe it's like a little delayed. I'm going to make the executive decision and say the most avoidable deaths of all time. Let's go. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Oh, maybe I should make this a little smaller.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. Bloop. All right, let's watch this. Here we go.
Philip Quinn, death by a lava lamp explosion. In 2004, 24-year-old Philip Quinn from Washington State was at home.
Hey, rep Washington. Hold on, let me fix this a little bit. Guys, Washington State, rep that. That's where we from, baby. Oh.
What?
Ready?
Yeah.
I'll get back.
Lava lamp do its thing, but apparently it wasn't doing its thing fast enough for his liking. Instead of waiting patiently, Quinn had an idea that no scientist would ever approve of. He put the lava lamp directly on the stove to speed up the process.
Isn't there somewhere on the instructions that literally say you can't do that? Or like you shouldn't be
but wait,
heating
I
it
actually heard about this story once.
As
what,
the
it
liquid
just exploded? That's what I'm. Oh yeah, it literally says lava lamp explosion. Yeah, guys, if you try to heat things, you're like by yourself, it can't control its own temperature. So, plus glass and heat.
Inside overheated, the pressure built up until
Yeah.
the lamp violently exploded. A glass shard shot across the room with enough force to pierce his chest, striking him in the
gosh.
heart. Quinn collapsed and died almost instantly. When police arrived, they found the shattered remains of the lamp, and presumably a cautionary tale about why household items come with warning labels.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let
what
me
I'm
search.
saying. Okay, that's a little bit crazy.
Lava lamps.
They do
have
come with warnings.
warning
They
labels.
do. They
to
do.
not heat it.
I literally remember some girl was trying to heat it in the microwave. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't going quick enough. Doesn't it take like 40 or 30 minutes to like really see the lava lamp going?
Should never try.
What compelled them to do that? They said in the beginning that I was taking too long for him, so he just decided to just speed up the process and like heat it up like that. But here's the issue though, because when you do that, you're basically going against the like quote unquote biological time of this like lava lamp. So obviously it's going to ruin the process and make the pressure way higher than it's able to like withstand or sustain. And with this thing, I actually thought he was gonna die from like the heat, like the lava lamp goop goes on him and it like burns him. I didn't know it was a glass shard that like pierced through him. So that's
For the
kinda
record, lava
crazy.
lamps already have a safety warning that explicitly
Do
states,
not put on
do
stove,
not
might
heat this on a
explode."
stove. A piece of advice that, if followed, probably would have saved his life.
Yeah.
David Grunman,
That's
death
crazy.
by cactus revenge. On February 4th,
What?
1982, 27-year-old David Grunman was out in the Arizona
Alright.
desert, armed
Of
with a
course,
shotgun
it's in
and a quick,
Arizona.
Oh wait, okay. I think
What? What?
questionable
nothing.
sense of judgment. He and his roommate had gone shooting, but instead of aiming at targets, David decided to take on Mother Nature herself by blasting away at a massive saguaro
Dang,
cacti.
so it was really
At first,
Cactus
things went as
1,
expected.
David 0.
He fired at a small cactus, watching it collapse in defeat. Encouraged by his success, he set his sights on a much larger 26-foot saguaro
Oh, okay.
and unloaded his shotgun into it. And that's when karma struck back. A massive 4-foot arm of the cactus broke off
Ooh.
and fell directly on top of
impression.
him. The weight of the
Well, okay,
spiny
okay. How close was bro? Okay, because he said 4 feet tall. 4 feet tall is like here. This is like a 4. This is like 4 feet tall right here. Boom to boom. Yes, that is long, but you would literally have to be like right up here shooting at the cactus for it to fall on you. 4 feet is Daniel's height. All right, so you're banned. Okay, you're banned. Okay, got it. But no. Like, actually think about that. You could be like shooting from a safe distance. That's like someone cutting a tree and then waiting for it to fully fall down, rather than cutting it and then running away.
He'd be
That doesn't make
squished so
sense
fast.
to me. Yeah, obviously you'd be squished. Bro thought it was gonna go in the other direction, and then like I can just imagine his like final like looks of just seeing this giant cactus go, ooh, and he's just like, well, I lost this fight, right? Like, is that
limb crushed him instantly,
that's like
ending his
very
cactus shooting career
avoidable.
permanently.
Oh yeah, the most avoidable.
David was
death of
declared
all
dead
time.
at the scene. Locals call it cactus karma, a brutal reminder that desert plants have survived for thousands of years, and they don't
True.
take kindly to
Don't
being
mess-
shot at.
Don't mess
Okay.
with Mother Nature.
Wait, pause when you're talking. But was this like it fell on him?
Yes, he shot it, and the 4-foot long arm fell on top of him.
What is it heavy?
Did you not hear? It was like he said it was like a 20
I mean, not
or
really.
something
You
foot
kind of
sequoia.
kept talking over the video.
Massive 4-foot arm of the shotgun, and by his success, he set his sights on a much larger 26-foot saguaro.
You hear that?
26.
26 foot.
Oh,
So that
I
like,
heard 4 foot.
no.
And
That was a
unloaded his
4-foot
shotgun
arm.
into it. And that's when karma struck back. A massive 4-foot arm of the cactus broke off and fell directly on top of him. The weight of
Like,
the spiny limb
4
crushed
feet
him
tall.
instantly, ending
How
his
much does a
cactus shooting
4-foot
career
cactus
permanently.
weigh?
David was declared dead at the scene. Locals
Probably
call it
heavy.
cactus
I mean, it's
karma,
26
a
feet
brutal
tall.
reminder that desert plants have surved for thousands of years.
Mother
don't take
Nature
kindly to
will
being
always
shot
win
at.
in the end.
This could have been avoided if David had just picked a
McCormick
different hobby,
added
maybe
socials.
fishing,
Hey.
or literally any.
Successfully added command socials. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Oh my gosh, wait, thank you so much. I had no idea how to do that. I know there's like this like exclamation mark Discord that I always saw, and I was like, I'll figure it out eventually, but I actually could not. I don't know how that works. TBH. Alright, ready?
Anything that doesn't involve shooting at 500-pound plants. Hans Steininger. Death by beard
This looks
entanglement.
like he's old.
Hans Steininger was a well-respected mayor in 16th century Austria, known for his wisdom, leadership, and an absolutely massive beard. At 4.5 feet long, it was less of a facial feature and more of an accessory, one that he usually rolled up and
Bro, this is like Rapunzel, but for men, you know? This is like the guy
tucked into his
version of
pocket
her.
like a Renaissance-era fashion statement. But one day, during a sudden fire in town,
Ooh.
Steininger forgot to tuck in his beard before running to help. As he hurried down a flight of stairs, he stepped on it, tripped, and fell head first, breaking his neck. Yes, this man was literally taken down by his own beard.
This was so
Wait,
long
yeah.
ago.
They said what, Renaissance period? How did he write? Wait,
Was someone like
did
watching
someone
him?
witness it?
But like
And then it was just a story.
anything
passed on,
back
passed
then,
on.
yeah, anything back then like telephone game, there's definitely like miscommunication.
Yeah,
that
so
happens.
maybe it wasn't that long. Maybe he like slipped or something, but he was like known for having a long beard. But yeah, the second you play a telephone game, everything will get misinterpreted.
Wait, wasn't there someone named Bluebeard?
Bluebeard?
Yeah,
The pirate?
yeah. No. It
Oh,
wasn't that
the
Blackbeard?
myth, the folktale. That with the dark story.
Wasn't it something with the guy with a long beard? Anyway, yeah.
If there's any lesson to take from this, it's that at a certain length, a beard stops being stylish and starts being a tripwire. Elena Struthers Gardner, impaled by metal straw. Reusable
Ooh,
straws are supposed to
okay.
save the environment, but this one didn't even save a single person. In November,
It's the irony of it trying to save turtles when it actually just killed someone. So, saved the turtle, but lost a
Killed,
life.
Yeah.
2019,
Okay, what is this stick man? What?
It kind of looks like a butt cheek with like hair, and then like the neck is
It's
growing
Daniel's
out of it.
posture right now.
Bro, my posture is
Bro, it's
my
literally
posture
your
is
posture
perfect
right now.
now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why'd they draw her like that? Anyway.
in Broadstone, England, 60-year-old
'cause
Lena
this is
Struthers
what
Gardner,
English
a
people
retired
look like.
jockey with mobility issues,
Above-
was at home sipping from a mason jar with a built-in stainless steel straw.
Oh, she's
But
gonna
as she
flip.
walked through the kitchen, she suddenly lost her footing and fell. The metal straw, held firmly in place by the lid, did not budge. Instead, it impaled her left eye, driving straight into her brain. Her wife, Mandy, rushed
Oh
in
my
after
gosh.
hearing the
Okay, first of all, how long was that straw? Because like the tip of the straw is like this long, right?
No, it's not. Metal straws are pretty long.
Yeah, but it's in the cup.
Okay.
So like if it impaled, it would not go through your entire eye to the brain, right? Am I tripping?
Why? Do you want to test it out right now?
No.
So
I'm
then,
good. I'm good. I'm fine with that. EJ, thank you so much for the sub. EJ number
Hey.
1. Mwah. Snow Frost.
We gotta like add more features. Like
with what?
we saw the text to speech.
Oh,
Or,
with what?
Like yeah, text to speech.
Oh, like a pop up.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
add like those.
Don't worry. I'll add a pop up. When after.
Yeah,
after,
your
after.
brain is right behind your eyes, I believe.
Okay, but how far is that? Am I?
Wait, let me see.
Eye to brain.
Yeah, like look how close it is.
Oh.
You know, so if it went into her
Oh,
eye,
yeah.
it most like
It probably hit the optic nerve. Definitely made her blind. But then, like, okay, it would. I don't know how sensitive a brain
Wait,
is.
maybe they explain it.
the sound of her collapse, only to find Lena making strange, gurgling noises. Emergency responders rushed her to the hospital, but the injury was too severe, and she passed away the next day. Doctors later noted that if the straw had
Oh, yeah, that went deep into
Wait,
the
wait,
brain.
wait.
held rigidly in place by the lid, it might have moved or bent upon impact. But because it was locked in, it turned into a miniature javelin waiting for an unfortunate victim.
Ugh.
This tragedy sparked safety discussions around metal straws.
Yeah.
Because as
okay.
it turns out, sharp, movable metal spikes near your face can in fact be dangerous. Who
Wow,
could have seen
didn't
that
know
coming?
that.
Jennifer Strange.
Okay, that convinced me to never get a metal straw ever. But honestly, I don't think I really take straws because I hate straws in general. Because right now, nowadays in like the stores, they have those paper straws. And those paper straws, I don't care what animal it saves, it genuinely sucks. Like after like 10 minutes, it just becomes so soggy and I can't even like drink anything from it. And then like the paper is like literally going in my drink. I don't like it at that point. With metal straws, I'm not trying to get my eyeballs stabbed. And plastic straws, like they're bad. So at this point, I just can't drink from straws. I just have to have the cups with the opening.
Overdosing on water. On January 12th,
was
that coming. Jennifer Strange overdosing on water. On January 12th.
Oh my gosh, I think I know this story. Is it? I think it's the Wii. The Wii. Hold your Wii for a Wii.
Okay, just
2007, 28-year-old Jennifer Strange from Sacramento, California, set out to win a Nintendo Wii for her kids.
Oh my
god! The contest called
gosh.
Hold Your Wii for a Wii was
Yeah.
simple. Drink as much water as possible without urinating. Contestants kept chugging water,
Yeah, this
with the last
challenge
person
is
standing winning the
dangerous.
console. At first, Jennifer laughed along with the hosts, but as she kept drinking, she started to feel lightheaded and nauseous. Eventually, she left, telling coworkers she had a terrible headache and was going home. A few hours later, she was found dead in her bathroom. By drinking too much water too quickly, Jennifer had diluted the sodium in her blood, causing...
Guys, this is also why it's like really important when there has to be a balance between the two, because there's actually these pills called salt pills where when you drink too much water and you're an athlete and you drink a ton of water, you're actually diluting everything out. So yeah, that's why people drink Gatorade, and that's why they have like Pedialyte, because they have the electrolytes. They have like the salt in it. But when it's severe like this, they honestly should have had the salt pills on standby.
Yeah.
Because knowing that they're gonna drink that much water and it's gonna dilute everything out of your system is crazily dangerous. And that's why they say anything like too much of anything is bad. Even water.
I think the main thing is like when you're doing competitions, you always gotta know your limits. You know, you shouldn't like push it too much. But like that's what causes
it's
like
not even
world
that,
records
what?
and stuff. No, I'm saying with this thing,
it's not even like her fault. She won the competition, but she lost her life for a week because the game, whoever was hosting it didn't know the dangers of it.
her brain to swell dangerously.
Yeah.
Essentially, her body drowned itself from the inside out, and she didn't even win the Wii. After her
What?
death, her family
Okay.
sued the radio station,
Oh,
which
they
had
did get
ignored
a lot of
warnings
money.
from medical professionals about the risks of excessive water consumption. The case ended with a $16 million settlement, but tragically, no amount of money could undo such
That
an
is true.
unnecessary and preventable death. Water is great, just don't drink it like it.
Okay, that's crazy. I didn't know I thought she did win the Wii. But $16 million settlement is like insane. Honestly, it should have been more
It's a
for the
competition.
loss of like
Jimmy Hesselden, death by
loved
Segway
one.
cliff dive. In 2010, petition. Jimmy Hesselden, death by Segway cliff dive. In 2010, British millionaire
Oh
Jimmy
my
Hesselden, the owner of the Segway company,
Yo, he's
set out to
swaggy.
test a new all-terrain version of his product on his private estate. With plenty of open
Oh,
land
so
to
he's
explore,
rich.
it seemed like the perfect place for a smooth ride, except for one poorly placed cliff. While navigating the terrain, Hesselden
Do you see this? There's like a little woman in the
somehow
back.
lost control
Okay, I
near the
just wanted to
edge,
point it.
veered off the path, and tragically plunged 42 feet into a river below. Rescue teams
No.
arrived, but it was too late. The man who owned the Segway company had been defeated by the very thing he sold. This death
Oh,
could have
he
been avoided.
sold
Yeah,
Segways.
That's what he's saying. He's testing his
Well,
product.
I can't hear anything because all I hear is like, look at that, look at that, look at that lady.
Sorry, this is a reaction
Yeah.
video.
So that, but like, if you want to react,
So you watch
if you wanna,
and then
no, no, no.
react.
If you want to react, pause the video so then I don't have to like hear your voice and then try
Oh,
and hear
and
the
you
video.
know what happens when I pause it? You go like this. Oh my god.
Okay,
because you
just-
don't even want to hear me talk.
That's like two separate things. But if you are gonna react, just pause it.
I did, and you complained about that.
That was before.
That
You-
was
you weren't
before, but now I'm talking now because I have to change my mind because I know I'm wrong. That's what just happened.
No, it's like if you want to make this a video or something, and someone like if I'm as a viewer trying to watch this video and all I'm hearing is this guy talking over the video, then I'm
If you
gonna
want to
skip
watch
that video,
the video,
and then I'm gonna go to that
no.
video.
Exactly. You want to watch it so badly? Watch it some other time. This is a
you would watch
reaction
it.
where you
I'd watch it, and then you would have like a reaction, but you'd pause the video. If you're talking over the whole video, I'm not trying to look for that reaction. Gosh.
No, your point makes okay. I'm
How
gonna
how
drop
does
it.
my okay?
I'm gonna
If
drop
you're
it.
trying to watch a video, you're trying to watch a movie, right? Okay. If the guy's talking over the video, then that's one thing. But if he pauses each section and gives his commentary about it, and then he unpauses it, and then you watch it, that's way better, is it not?
That's what I did. And you were complaining
No,
that I was pausing it too much.
You weren't just
So-
pausing it. You were
Did by
talking.
not testing a self-balancing scooter near the edge of a literal cliff, or maybe by
God.
installing guardrails or just walking.
Paul Blart gone
Dr.
mad.
Jacqueline Katarik, suffocation in chimney. In
What?
August 2010, Dr. Jacqueline Katarik, a 49-year-old physician from
She thought she was Santa Claus.
California, made a decision that can only be described as bold, ill-advised, and tragically final. She was in a turbulent relationship.
She thought she was Santa Claus.
I don't even get it. What she died by?
Chimney! Oh, my
chimney.
gosh, you're
I didn't
so
even hear that.
deaf. I wasn't even talking. Okay, you actually here. There you go. I cleared out your ears.
With a man named William Moody. One evening after an argument, Moody refused to see her, so she took
They got
matters into
Johnny
her own
Bravo.
hands. First, she tried to break into his house with a shovel, which, unsurprisingly, didn't work. Then, instead of calling it a night and reconsidering
What
her
the
approach,
heck?
she climbed onto the roof, removed the chimney cover, and decided to enter Santa style. Only one problem.
Okay, wait. What year was this?
Oh my gosh,
Wait,
bro.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Cause like,
Just look
what
up
do
chimney
chimneys
death.
even look like nowadays?
You can't get okay.
Like,
What-
is this the kind of chimney she fell through?
Okay,
It's
first
like
of all,
most
it
chimneys
depends.
now.
Okay, it depends on the age of your house.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
Like, when
like,
was this?
It's giving obsession. No, low key, yeah, it is giving obsession. Guys, modern day chimneys are so small and they literally have filters, so you can't even go through to the bottom. Like there's you exactly like this.
Yeah,
it's all
these are,
covered
like-
off. If she was trying to go through some like 1960s chimney, it would still be narrow because it's like here, so smoke goes up. Because it's the normal fire base, and so obviously she's gonna get stuck at the bottom because like it gets thinner. Like yeah, it's the design nature. Wait, I want to see how she died.
Chimneys aren't designed for human travel. She slid in feet first, expecting to land safely inside, but she gets stuck. Badly. When she didn't show up for work the next day, colleagues reported her missing. 3 days later, a house sitter noticed a strange smell coming from the fireplace.
Ooh.
Firefighters spent 5 hours breaking apart the chimney to reach her. She had been trapped just 2 feet above the opening. The autopsy revealed that she had suffocated due to the extreme pressure on her chest, which made it impossible for her lungs to expand. Moody later expressed deep sadness over the tragic accident, calling it a horrendously bad decision that cost her life. This
Okay,
entire
how,
situ-
yeah.
how, what's the width and length of chimneys?
Okay, thinking she's like okay, she's a girl. She was probably like in her 30s or so. I don't know how. I wasn't paying attention, but like that means. It would probably be. Oh my gosh! It would definitely be pushing it.
When the
If
chimney
they
are
said your
built.
lungs can't even expand, imagine this. It's like here and here. Oh no! They said it couldn't expand, so it's actually pushing into you. Oh my gosh! Okay, that's extreme case of claustrophobia. I could not imagine. That's a cave diver's like
Yeah,
dream
then
right there.
then you have. Oh, there's that story of the one guy who got stuck and then
Some
they
are-
sealed it off.
Some are big enough for people because people used to clean them for a living. Oh, I didn't even know that. I always thought the design was small and then it went out. All right.
situation could have been avoided by simply walking away, or at the very least, choosing a break-in method that didn't involve entering a narrow stone
literally
tunnel.
break a window,
Vladimir
yeah.
Lakonos. Death by exploding chewing gum. In December 2009,
What?
25-year-old Vladimir Lakonos, a chemistry student from
That name right there, just
Vladimir.
you just know he's gonna try to do some like science
Ukraine
experiment.
was doing what a lot of students do, chewing gum while studying. But unlike most people, he had a habit of dipping his gum in citric acid to make it extra
Oh my
sour.
God.
On this particular day, Vladimir grabbed a small white powder from his desk, dipped his gum, popped it in his mouth, and started chewing. Only it wasn't citric acid. It was a highly explosive chemical compound he had been working with in his lab. Within seconds, the gum detonated.
What?
He said citric acid?
Well, citric acid is like the sour things on like Sour Patches or like Warheads or something like that.
Okay, so
it's
citric acid is white. So the thing he was using was also
white.
white.
Yeah, it looks the same. But like,
Mm.
you're telling me you don't have like a label for citric acid and highly deadly chemical that could explode if interacted
That's like
with
in
liquid?
a movie, I
What?
swear.
Like, I'm sorry. Me personally, I'm labeling my stuff, but like, then again, I would not be dipping my gum in citric acid next to a chemical
inside his mouth.
compound.
The blast was so powerful that it blew off his jaw and lower face, killing him instantly. His parents, hearing the explosion, rushed in, only to find an unspeakable scene.
Oh,
When police investigated, they found 2 identical containers, one with citric acid, the other with a volatile explosive powder. In a tragic mix-up, he had grabbed the wrong one.
yeah.
This accident could have been avoided by labeling things properly. It also serves as an important lesson. If you're going to eat something, make sure it's actually food. As bizarre as these stories may be,
That's
it's
kinda
important to
crazy.
remember that these were real people with real lives.
Yeah, like he is seeing this as like a stickman form. You kind of like lose the like seriousness of this, but this is like
It's to make it PG.
I know it is, but it's like this is really sad to like hear about how like a human life is very precious, and the fact that it can die over something this simple is kind of insane. So guys, be safe. Learn from people's mistakes, and yeah, on to the next video. That's kind of crazy. What is it? The worst punishments? Worst punishments in human history. Actually, guys, what do you think was the worst death out of all of them? Let me go to the beginning. Like right here. Do you think it was the lava lamp, the cactus, the beard, the metal straw, the water, the Segway, chimney, or the gum?
I'm just basing it off of like pure stupidity. Falling, that like everyone falls. Mixing it up, that like everyone does that.
Dude, I think stupidity was the chimney.
The chimney, segways, not knowing, that's fine. Shooting, I mean, sure, shooting.
Lava lamp.
Sometimes people don't read directions, and like that happens. What was this?
Water.
This was drinking too much. I think the chimney was the worst one.
I think. Oh, last one.
Last one.
I
mean,
really,
but that's like a pure mix
like
up.
that one. Yes, it's a mix up, but like you're not thinking like, hey, I'm gonna dip my gum in this explosive powder that's gonna blow off my face. You're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna have a sour treat. This girl knowingly went into a chimney, like, and had this idea, hey, I'm gonna sneak through like the Grinch stealing Christmas and be able to get to my ex's house.
For me, the chimney was the worst one.
That one's okay. Everyone else is saying the gum.
The last one.
All right. Well,
I mean, yeah, the gum is pretty dumb. Like, why would you even stick it into citric acid? But okay.
Well, he said he liked the sour.
What
treat.
the heck? Why does this guy look like Ron?
Crowd heard. Oh yeah. What
Does
the
he
heck?
not? Okay.
Alrighty. On to the next
So
video.
it's this one right here. The worst punishment in human history.
All right. Let's see this.
It has a cool thumbnail. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's start with the bad and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 10, the Rat Dungeon. If you were alive in London, England,
They said from bad to nightmare, so it's already
said
off
that?
to a terrible start.
Damn.
during the medieval period, you would have definitely heard about the Rat Dungeon, since this punishment struck paralyzing fear into the hearts of even the most hardened criminals. This was a cell that was located at the bottom of the London Tower, where prisoners were shackled and chained in complete darkness. But here's the thing, the dungeon was connected to the nearby river and just below the river's waterline, so that when the water levels rose, all the rats that
high
lived
tides,
along the
yeah.
riverbed would be pushed out of their shelters and forced to swim downstream.
Okay,
Wait,
but
why downstream? Why not upstream?
what do you mean upstream? Because tide, so the tide is low, and when tide goes up, all the rats that were in the dirt at that time get swept down, because it's pushing it downwards, down to wherever that the ending. Okay, but realistically, think about like, yes, this is kind of like crazy torture, but it's like you're gonna see like all these like different punishments, but like someone had to like willingly think of
I gotta
that.
be honest, humans have got to be like the worst.
Like we say, we
mankind.
try to like compare like the worst or the most deadliest species, but realistically, we are the deadliest species. Like
I just saw a video of Gordon Ramsay. It was a long ago. Gordon Ramsay, he was like investigating shark finning, and it was crazy how many like people kill sharks for their fins, and then they just like drop them in the ocean,
Yeah.
and then they can't swim, so they just die.
Because they want
So
shark
it's like
fins
they
soup.
say you get maybe 5 people die by shark attacks, and then you have hundreds of millions of sharks dying because of us. So it's like the ratio is just terrible, and I'm just like, dang, we do that. And the fact is, shark fin is for shark fin soup, but then like people said that you don't really taste sharks like shark fin, you just taste the broth. So what's the point of killing sharks if you don't really taste much of the shark fin?
Because they say it's
That-
a delicacy. That's
yeah,
what, that's
for like
what the whole
marriage,
argument
but like,
was.
oh my god.
No, you know what that reminds me of? You remember that one animation of the guy that like basically conquers the whole world and destroys it? It's like an old animation.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll show it to you guys later, but it's like that's what it reminds me of.
This would, of course, lead the hungry and angry rats towards the entrance of the dungeon, where they would then come face to face with the prisoner. But to the unlucky prisoner, he never actually saw anything, and all he would hear were the soft scurries of the rat's feet entering the dungeon. And in a matter of minutes, these soft noises were in the hundreds and all around him. These angry and aggressive rats would then begin to take small bites from the prisoner.
Okay, but
Oh my
if the guy wasn't
gosh.
there, would the rats eat themselves? Like eat others?
They probably or they just die. Oh, you know, just imagine that. It's pitch black, okay? You're cold, you're naked, you're like probably like bruised all around, and you just feel bites and hear the squeaks of rats everywhere. Oh my gosh! I think I would actually like find a way to end it quicker because there's no way. That's genuinely that's like top 10
Prisoner
worst
who had no
experiences.
way of defending himself. Now he might be able to shake the rats off for a few hours, but eventually the prisoner would pass out from pure exhaustion. And while he slept, the rats would continue to take bites from his flesh. Eventually, when he would wake up, he would discover hundreds of bites throughout his entire body. But it didn't stop there. The prisoner was left here for days or weeks on end, depending on his crime. But towards the end of the medieval period, this form of punishment just got more and more deranged, eventually becoming a form of execution, where prisoners would just be thrown in the dungeon and forgotten about.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Yeah, that's usually what the punishments are. They just throw you in like an isolated area and
Kinda
leave you.
forget about you.
Yeah.
What I also heard about, they'll probably show something like this, but I did hear about punishments where they put you in like with honey and like with tar or like, you know, like with stuff that would attract, you can basically make you sweeter and make you like tastier.
That was the boat thing.
But that was like a canoe one.
Yeah.
I think
The
that's
rack.
definitely gonna be one.
This was yet another
Ooh.
punishment that took
Oh, the
place in the
rack.
London
Yeah.
Tower. The rack was a torture device that was used in many places
Wait,
throughout
what?
history, placed in the London Tower. The
Bro,
rack
it's
was a
always the
torture
Bro,
device
tower. What
I'm
is that
te-
with our
the
London
British,
people?
bro, British, yo, you guys had some crazy torture methods. I cannot lie. Yeah, okay.
that was used in many places throughout history.
Bro, what? No, that itself should be a crime. What is that haircut?
Look at that hair.
Oh my gosh.
This form of punishment was originally designed for getting a confession, usually from criminals, slaves, or prisoners of war. The device looked like a large ladder, but instead of secure steps, they would actually rotate like a rolling pin. You see, when a prisoner was placed on the rack, he would have his feet and wrists tied to a ratchet pulley system, where 2 legal officials would have his feet and wrists
Why is bro blushing? Yo, what? Bro's like, okay, do it now.
You know what this reminds me of?
Bruh.
It reminds me of that.
50 Shades of Grey.
What's that island game?
Oh yeah, the island game.
It's not Pop Tropica. It's Pop
Tropica.
is tied to a ratchet pulley system, where 2 legal officials would slowly tighten the ropes and locking them in place, placing an increasing amount of strain on the prisoner's shoulders, hips,
Ooh.
knees, and elbows with every single.
Oh yeah.
This is
I need to be tied to fix my back. You think people get
This-
taller?
Yeah, this
If they
low
stretch
key,
you like
this
this?
low key like a leg lengthening surgery. Like
No, it's a
think-
back, leg,
Well, like
arm.
you're stretching everything. Honestly, clavicular would probably be like, guys, if you want to be taller, you gotta hop on this new method. He'd probably say something like that.
Turn. This was all done to get information, but of course, a lot of the times the truth was not accepted as reality, and the prisoner would then begin to say whatever he believed the officials wanted to hear.
See?
Ah.
Look how tall he is now. You see his legs? Dude, that might I don't think
Actually,
that
wait, think about this. So obviously you're gonna rip limbs because you're doing it all at once. But imagine you feel like a stretch and you just stop there.
No,
You
that's
know?
what I'm saying.
You just stop there and then like stay there for a little bit and then reset it, and then the next day you stretch a little more and then reset it. Wouldn't that like
That's how
hypothetically wouldn't that make you longer and taller because you're
dislocate
like
the
stretching
limbs.
your body, but it's not necessarily like injuring it. It's like a stretch, right? Am I tripping? Would that not make you taller?
I think human anatomy says no to that.
It would take
Sometimes it would
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
work and the prisoners would be let go, while other times they would be tortured even more for lying. When the whole ordeal was over, prisoners were usually released with dislocated joints, but oftentimes they were left completely paralyzed. That was the
makes
case in
sense.
England in 1447 when a 25-year-old girl named Anne Askew would be tortured on the rack for hours and hours on
That's
end
crazy.
and left completely paralyzed after all her joints were dislocated. She was then carried on a chair and burned alive at the stake.
Yo,
Like the stretching wasn't enough. They were like,
Yo.
okay, congratulations, you made it
Bruh.
through the first level. Tire up and burner.
Bro, that's like some Squid
That's
Game.
genuinely insane, bro. Yo, what were the British on?
All this because she read and memorized scriptures from the Bible, which she preached in private to a small group of women, which were the exact women she refused to name and expose during her torture. You see, during this time
See, here's the thing though. If she exposed their names, she still dies.
Okay, but this is the thing with me. It's like people say like the Gen Z, Gen Alpha, like people they're getting dumb, but like people back then would call you a witch for like speaking English or
No,
like,
no. If you could read as a girl, you were a witch. If you said no to a guy, you were considered a witch.
Wait, actually, what were
You were basically women, like
Actors.
women back in the day during the Salem witch trials. If they did anything that was basically against men or like were smarter than or like better than in some way, they were considered a
Like-
witch
like,
because
this
it was
is- this is
abnormal
exactly-
for them to somehow be
no,
better.
this is exactly what.
That's insane.
If a neighbor's cow died, milk soured,
Or a
or a
child.
child fell ill, people looked for a local target to blame.
Yo, are you,
Like
so
that's
you're telling me,
scapegoating bad luck.
bro? You're telling me if my kid was a little, like, your kid just goes, "You're a witch!" Like that's insane. Yeah, people were delusional back in the day. I also think it was like an ego thing, whereas like a dude's like ego was like so fragile that it was like if he like saw a woman doing better in some way, he was like, "Yeah, get rid of the competition,
A
bro."
lot of it is like related to like them supposedly talking to the devil, but like
No, it was usually them like being able to read. That's what I heard. Like they basically said like women had to be dumb.
imagine this. Elderly, poor women who argued with neighbors were prime targets. If a misfortune followed the dispute,
Here.
bro, that's crazy.
Yo, we were on demon time back in the day. What the heck?
period, if you followed any religion other than the Catholic Church, you better not say a word to anybody, including your own husband, which was the person that turned her in.
Yeah.
Number 8,
Damn.
keel hauling. This brutal punishment was
I
carried
hate
out
that.
at sea on sailors who would steal or be violent towards others and would usually result in death. Keel hauling would start with a sailor having his arms tied with a rope, then looped around the entire circumference of the ship before being
people
tied
think
off
of
to his
this?
feet.
Okay. How do they get the rope under and over? They said
I
looped around the
think-
whole entire way.
Okay, I think they make him first jump in and loop it,
And then he throws
And then-
it back up.
and then he.
But then he's just in the water. You can
Well,
just
they
run
have
away.
ladders, I think.
But me personally, if I knew I was gonna go through a punishment,
So
I
then
would
you can swim, but then you get eaten by sharks.
loop through the loop. Or wait, through the loop in the front.
Through the loop in the front.
Oh, so they'd make it tiny and slowly make it bigger. Okay, that would.
The
make
sailor
sense.
would then be thrown overboard while the group of men on board pulled on the rope to
little
slowly
kid.
drag him around the outside of the ship. And
Like why? Look at first of all, look at the little child over
board
there.
pulled on the rope to slow
Why are all these people happy? The other girl was
Dude,
like
they're trying to make it friendly to your eyes.
Yeah, the
Honestly,
person
you
was
don't
like
wanna see
the
real
person. The
thing.
person was like blushing, and this person just
slowly drag him around
Smiling.
the outside of the ship, including over the keel, which is how this punishment gets its name. But a lot of the times, the sailor wouldn't even have to worry about it, since they were dead before they ever reached it.
Barnacles.
Kinda just depends on how hard the guys on the rope feel like working that day. Not only would the sailors be drowning and getting their backs and necks broken on the keel, they were also getting sliced apart like a cheese grater by all the sharp barnacles on the outside of the ship. But if by some miracle a sailor actually happens to make it all the way around the ship without dying, one of three things will happen. 1. He would be sent for round 2, and for sure be dead by then.
Bro,
2. Be freed and allowed back on the ship, where he would
Really?
then slowly die to infections.
Oh.
Or 3. Live the rest of his life single and being made fun of, since he was now fully covered in scars from head to toe. Number 7. Crushed by elephants. Now we are getting to the part of the list where living is no longer an option. This form of punishment has been used by many countries throughout history, but was most
Okay,
see
what I
these,
heard.
These types are a lot in like third world countries.
No, what I heard was they train these elephants to step on your limbs and not kill you instantly. I was like, that's just.
How do you know that?
Because I've seen like some of these during history.
I don't remember this during my history.
How do you care what I tell you, man?
most recently used by India in the 19th century, which is really not that long ago if you really think about it. Like,
19th
your
century?
great grandma could
Oh,
have witnessed
whoa.
one of these.
Yeah.
What type of crimes would you have to commit to be crushed by an elephant, you might ask?
Robbery.
Well, apparently, if you failed to pay your taxes, that
Oh!
was good enough.
Oh,
And of course,
okay.
Yo, the IRS
Okay.
was crazy
Yo.
strict back
No,
then.
IRS was insane, bro.
Oh,
What?
that's crazy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yo, what are these faces?
stealing or being an enemy soldier was also a great way to become a tortilla. But the most disturbing case in history was when the 4th Mughal Emperor of India ordered an enormous amount of criminals to be crushed to death in a single day, simply because he was bored and needed some entertainment. The guy who
Okay.
This is
No, but this reminds me of the Roman Colosseum.
how
It's like they
the gladiators.
Death is like entertainment to people.
Yeah, no, and this is what I'm talking about with this hierarchy thing, where you're so high up, you think like anyone below you doesn't even matter. They're like specks, and that's why it's so dangerous. You'll see people switch when they're like they start from nothing, but then all of a sudden they have like a ton of money. You know, you'll see them like start to change, or someone that like didn't get girls all of a sudden gets like a ton of girls. They'll start to switch.
That would
Same
be
thing.
an effective way to not tax evade.
Same thing with like, you know, ruling over people, where it's like if you're just like at the top level, no one can touch you, and you're just like bored and you have entertainment and you can do anything at like your disposable. This is what happens. This like literally like all the Roman Catholics in the Colosseum, they'd be like, all right, get these people, like go kill them, like for my entertainment. The same thing with this guy. Yeah, people are psychopaths. You can like breed a psychopath if you give them like enough power. Period. Because I don't think there's
Okay, oh my gosh.
forgot to pay his taxes, crushed. The man who stole an apple from the local market, crushed. The little orphan who jaywalked across the street, crushed. The man who murdered his neighbor and added his remains to a large pot of tomato soup, then fed that soup to his family and watched them eat it from the shadows with a creepy smirk on his face.
Why is that so detailed? Did someone do that?
Yeah, do you have something to tell us?
Yeah, what?
He's alright. Apparently he makes a damn good soup. There are a few ways that this public execution goes down, but one thing always stays the same. There's always a guy on top of the elephant controlling its every move. And this was very intentional, as this was meant to showcase just how amazing the ruling class were. I mean, look at them. They can control an elephant. Now be impressed. The first method of execution was the one that you better pray for if this was going to be your fate. Here, the criminals would have their arms tied behind their
Oh,
back
and they
and their
just
heads
crush the
placed on
head.
a pedestal, where it was then crushed like a grape by the elephant's foot. Now, the second method is much more cruel. The criminal would be placed flat on the floor with their arms tied behind their backs. Then the elephants would be guided to walk over the person's body, and hopefully the criminal would die on the first go. But sometimes they just end up crushing a leg or an arm, so the elephant then has to make a U-turn and try again
Oh my
and again.
gosh.
and-
You know what
That's
they
what I was
did?
saying.
Yeah. That's like, okay, this is probably like one of the worst punishments because you're just in pain the whole time before like inevitably like waiting for your death.
Okay, elephant death or rat death?
The elephant death.
The elephant. That's what. So that's what.
Because
I'm
this
saying.
one's quicker.
Yeah.
Dude, the rat death, they said it took weeks.
Anything that takes super long, I feel like it's not worth
Dude, that's
it.
like, yeah, that's terrible.
You're just suffering.
You know, in other countries, they also used tanks. So if they didn't
Yeah.
have animals like elephants at their disposal,
Right.
they used
Yes.
tanks to like
Yes.
literally crush them.
again. The final and worst way is when a highly trained elephant was guided to slowly crush the person limb by limb.
this is what you
They
were
would
talking
first
about.
crush the arms, then the legs, and then poke holes in them with the tusk until eventually dealing the final
That's
blow
kinda
to the
insane.
head
They
or
have that much
torso.
control.
This is the more theatrical route that rulers like the
you
fourth
can,
Mogul
You can get orcas doing like full on flips and train them.
love to take, and made for a truly traumatizing experience for everyone.
What the heck? These guys look like they'd be in like Adam family.
Head or torso. This is the more theatrical route that rulers like the fourth Mogul love to take, and made
Is that Adam or like Rugrats?
for a truly
This is the cast
traumatizing
of it.
experience for everyone, except for the fourth Mogul. He loved it. Number 6, impalement. Probably one of the
Ooh, yeah.
grossest and most cruel forms of punishment on the list. This has been used by a few countries throughout history, but was most recently used in Egypt in the 17th century, usually against criminals that were highway robbers, grave thieves, or anyone who would try and start a rebellion. This punishment would start by having a criminal lay flat on their stomachs with their arms tied behind their back. They would then be sliced open with a razor to increase the size of their back door. And as soon as that incision was made, the cut would be lathered with paste to instantly stop the blood.
Wait, what?
They would then thrust in a long wooden stake.
Bro,
That's what
is
I'm
that face?
saying, bro.
What is that face
That
right
is what
there?
I'm saying. They are making all these guys
they're
freaky,
clip farming
bro.
with these.
They are so clip
Oh
farming.
my God.
That was the width of a
Getting
man's
impaled and
arm,
he's just
which
like-
was sharply tapered on one end. They then begin to hit the wooden stake with
Oh
the
my
mouth
God. Bro, genuinely.
Stop.
It's
split,
just like,
pushing
oh,
it further and
wait.
further in. And of course, the steak was greased up beforehand to make this process a lot smoother. And once the steak has
Oh,
popped out of the criminal's
yeah,
shoulder
making
and
that
or
face no
mouth,
more.
they were
no more.
pretty much long gone. He is then planted next to a busy road, like a Halloween decoration, to remind everyone that this is what happens when you break the law. They will be left there for the entire day and removed the following morning before the body begins to stink. But wait, there's another version
wait.
of this as well.
There's
You see,
more.
on some occasions, the criminals would only be impaled just deep enough to keep them in place, but not too deep that it would cause immediate death.
so they
they would do
slowly
this by
fall
having
down.
stakes that had a seated position on them to prevent the
Oh, it's kinda
person
like
from sliding
crucifixion.
down any further. They
How? Because crucifixion is where you're tied up like this, and they put nails or sometimes just put ropes around it, and you were hung up before you died. This, they impale it long enough so that you're not dead, but you're still in pain and you're still losing blood. That you'll eventually die from time.
No, but it's not the same.
I didn't say it. I said it's like crucifixion.
But it's not like crucifixion.
Yes, it is. It's basically like.
Are you saying like it's
displaying
like
it.
crucifix because you like display in public?
Yes, and he's going to die.
No.
Is that?
I
that's-
thought you meant by like it's the same kind of.
No. Well, one is having your arms and like hands. Okay. Anyways,
would then
continue.
be placed on a busy road where they would suffer for hours and hours, pleading to people walking by for help, until eventually succumbing to their wounds. Number 5, Poena Culae. Poena Culae is Latin for penalty of the sack. And that's exactly what it was, just a lot more terrifying and cruel. This was an exclusive punishment for anyone that would murder their own family members. This was
Okay,
first
makes
seen in the
sense.
2nd
That's
century
fine.
in Rome, but would later be used by the Germans in the 18th
Okay,
century.
what? This isn't even. I mean, I guess.
I did
Yeah,
hear
I
about
know
this
that
one. Then
This
they
all
throw it in the
begins with a
water.
convicted murderer being placed inside a thick leather bag. But just to make sure the man isn't lonely, they would then add a dog, a rooster, a viper, and a monkey. I don't know what these animals did to deserve this,
Yeah.
but hey, at least the evil family
It's like
murder
fire, water, air. With these combined,
doesn't die alone. Once all the animals are added inside the bag, it is then
They
sewn
agitate
shut,
it.
creating an almost airtight seal.
Yeah.
Now you would think this would be horrible enough, but no, this is just the beginning. Because as soon as the bag is sewn shut, it is then tossed
Yeah.
into the ocean.
knew it.
But don't worry, later on, these murderers would be given the option to either be placed inside the leather bag or be sent to perform at the Colosseum, where they can perform the act of being mauled to death in front of all of their loved ones and peers.
Ooh.
You know, at least they had the option. Number 4, rat.
Okay, well, what would you pick? Would you rather pick the Colosseum or being drowned to death while being attacked by a dog, monkey, and like viper?
bro. To be honest, like I do the bag because you could easily kill like a chicken and then feed the chicken to the monkey and then tie the monkey up and then do that and then grab what was it, a dog? Grab his teeth and then put it along the bag to rip open the bag.
It was a
and swim
leather
open.
bag. You can't rip that open.
With enough determination.
Oh my gosh. This guy's trying
This
to
is
use
one
a
of the
food
most
chain
sick-
to survive.
Oh yo! Oh my gosh!
Angie Labber! Holy crap, thank you for the 20 subs. Wait, let's take a break real quick. We gotta dance real quick. Oh my gosh, 20 gifts? What are we at? 137 out of 150? Whoa! Oh my god. Guys, spam
Wait,
W
honestly,
Angie
those two
right
terms.
now.
Love seeing you grow your community on behalf of Twitch. Here's some subs. Thanks for streaming.
Oh, thank you
Whoa.
so much.
Dang.
Wait. We gotta temporarily go
Punishments
out of
in all of human history.
this. Ready?
What?
Here we go,
What are
here we go.
What are we? What?
What's a good song, guys? What's a good song? There. What are we? What?
Wait, I spelled that
Able?
completely wrong. Is there a song named Angie?
I don't think so. Okay, what?
The Rolling Stones.
What?
What does it sound like?
I don't know.
Hey! Yo, Angie! Angie! Hey! Hey, put your hands in the air if you feel like having a good time with Angie.
Wait, that sounds so wrong. Wait, girl, I take that back. Wait.
Hey, I feel like I heard this song
Hey.
before.
Hey, I mean, it was the last year they made the song.
Wait, Loki, I want to see anyone who's subbed. I want to see like what their name as a song would be. This is Angie's song. Okay, this was not hype enough. What? That's funny.
Angie. I know a song for Alice. Alice. All right. Thank you so much, Angie. That means a lot. Guys, we're just, oh my gosh, we're almost cruising through our goal. We almost hit it. We almost hit that 150 mark. All right, ready? Back to it. Back to this.
No, that's red. That's red.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Back.
And it involves the use of rats. I will cover 2 of them here as they are very
Bro,
similar.
what did Remy do to deserve this?
He didn't
He
cook
was
good
just
enough
cooking.
food. No, it
The
wasn't
first
good enough.
use of this form of punishment dates back to 1568
Damn.
during the 80 Years' War. A Dutch leader named Diederik Sonoy would often use this method of punishment, which involved placing a rat inside of a clay
Oh,
bowl,
this
then
one's like-
placing
this
it
is
topside
iconic, yeah.
down on a prisoner's stomach, chest,
And then
face,
eat it.
or groin.
Yeah.
Then the back of the bowl would be
Groin?
heated with either a torch or some coals.
Yo.
Kiana.
Hello, gamers.
Kiana.
It's Derp Dream.
Guys, oh my god, it's Derp Guys. Kiana, we gotta run a gaming stream for real. We gotta run a gaming stream. Right now we're reacting to the worst punishments of all time. Alright, back to history.
It's the rat one.
Causing the rat to go into a full-on
Someone actually made this. Who made their butthole and then pooping? What?
panic,
This is like
trying
this
Detail.
reminds me.
It's
This
very
reminds
detailed.
No, this reminds me of those Minions like Easter eggs. You know.
to escape from the heat, and its only way out was to burrow into the human. Once inside, it would continue to chew and tear apart whatever was in its way, desperately searching for a way out. Eventually, the rat finds its way out of the maze and survives. The same could not be said for the prisoner.
Oh!
But the second method was much,
kinda gross.
much worse
Oh,
and
there's
was
even
highly
worse.
secretive since it was used under the guidance of the dictator Augusto Pinochet, where he held power from
Augusto Pinocchio?
Augusto. Na, 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 na.
Man, he just looks like he would do something
1976
evil.
through 1983. They called it the rectoscope,
Ah,
and I'm
going
sure
through
you
the
have
butt.
already figured out where this is going. Yes,
no.
it's exactly what you think. They would place a tube on the prisoner's back door, then insert a rat inside of the tube. The rat would then begin to burrow its way in. These people were so
I'm
sick that they
clenching
actually
so hard.
expected the prisoners to answer questions while this was going on. Eventually, the rat would find its way in and begin to move forward to find its way out. Nobody really knows how many
What
people
did the
died from this
rats
punishment, but we do know that a
It's
ton
not
of people
really
went
like the
missing when this
rat, it's
dictator
just-
was
Okay, guys, real quick. Oh, whoa. Oh, we got a queen emo.
in charge.
Oops.
Number 3.
What would you prefer? What is worse real quick? Is the first rat one worse where it's like you're just chained up in the dark getting eaten by rats? Or is it worse to be like seeing the rat here, actually it's in a bucket and it's like eating you? I genuinely don't know what's worse.
Just drown me.
Just drown me at that point. Yo, throw me in the water, bro. I'm done. I actually don't know what would be worse. The first one?
I think the
First
first one's
one-
worse.
I think it's scary because you can't see anything that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Gibbeting. The last known use was in the early 1900s in Afghanistan. This all came to light in 1921 when the National Geographic published this image in their magazine. This was also used in the United States
it's
from
a
time to
bird
time
cage.
during the 17th and 18th century. One notable example was in Boston, Massachusetts, where a few pirates were hung at the Boston Harbor,
Pirates of the
which
Caribbean.
served as a
Yeah.
warning to any sailors that were approaching Boston. Now let's talk about England, since they loved
They actually show this in Pirates of the Caribbean.
No,
Like-
he was hung.
Well, yes, but they basically said they show it as a present.
Yeah.
Like a present
To all the pirates,
coming
yeah,
in,
yeah.
saying this will be you if you come here.
this form of punishment so much. In England, this was used on traitors, murderers, pirates, and thieves.
Okay,
But
this
after the
makes
year
sense.
1752, the Murder Act was passed, which required that all convicted murderers must be put to death by being publicly dissected or by gibbeting of some sort. And over 134 confirmed people met this
Would have
fate.
my
The most common form of gibbeting were actually cages, and they looked like this.
Yeah.
It was an all-steel cage that was shaped tightly to the form of a human body, which was so tight that it would not allow the person in
See, and this is why you guys have to be skinty. So you
Yeah,
can
no,
escape.
I was about to say that. If I was in that cage,
I personally just,
me personally,
Yeah.
I'm slipping through because I'm
Yeah.
just so skinny. Like my waist is non-existent. My arms are you can't even see them. Okay, I'm done. The bit is over. Just continue.
Decide to move. They were then hung 30 feet or more off the floor, usually on a
30
public
feet?
road or
Okay, even if you did, you're
Gonna
jumping
break a
off
leg.
30
You're
feet.
like, yeah, 30 feet down, and like at that height, crows are gonna just be
water
nitpicking
hole
you.
to ensure that the most amount of people could witness this monstrosity. But I could only assume this was more annoying than anything, since every time you get thirsty and needed to fill up your container of water, you would have to deal with a dying man begging you for a sip.
Over here!
But the annoyance and torture of the
That's probably a
public didn't
good
stop there, because after the criminals would die in the cages, the body would be left inside to rot for years and years on end, with the locals complaining that the smell of death was so
They're like,
The
yo, can we
locals
make
got
these?
the bad vibe.
Yo, I'm gonna be so for real, Mr. King. Like, literally, John over there, he's stinking up this whole entire territory. Can we like make the deaths different?
I get it, he's dead, but like, can we like?
John, I get that you're dead, bro, but you're like literally stinking up my whole entire room, man. Like, it's unfair.
Bro,
I can imagine the
locals.
conversations.
pungent that they couldn't even sleep at night. There's even been reports that some human remains stayed inside of these cages for over 20 years before a government official would finally remember to clean it out. Number 2, scaphism. This was a
That sounds like
This
something a
happens.
government
Yeah,
official
this
would say.
happens.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that.
form of punishment that was used
This
by
is the
the
one you're
ancient
talking about.
Persian Empire on anyone that would be convicted of murder. First, the criminal would be
yeah.
placed inside of a boat on their backs and tied down. The boat had 4 holes cut out so that the person's arms and legs would be outside of the boat and in the water. They were then force-fed large quantities of honey and milk until their stomachs were visibly full. They would then proceed to lather their entire body with the milk and honey as well. After all these steps were completed, he was then pushed out to the middle of the lake.
Okay, I'm gonna like. Who thinks of this? You've either gotta be like you have to like
So,
be
like, you
losing
know-
some brain cells in
You
your
know
head
how
to
like
think of something like
you
this.
saw like that anime Food Wars where like people come up with new recipes and new menus. Like they had people for this come up with new like ways. Like the brazen bull guy, he came up with an invention and like to demonstrate it. The emperor
Didn't
told
he
him to,
die from
yeah.
his own invention? Yeah.
Supposedly,
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What I find these are like, and I'm pretty sure like the people doing it are like kind of turned on by it because like no one in their right mind would like be fine with something happening unless they enjoyed it, you know? Like if I saw some or I visibly had to like do something or like do this type of torture, I'd be like cringing at myself and probably have like PTSD. But like the people that continue doing it, like
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they enjoy it at a certain
think-
point.
When you see something so much, like you see on the news how many people die, but like you don't really think twice of it because you hear it every day. So I think it's the same thing for them. It's like classically conditioning where they see
Oh, so
these
you
deaths
just go
all the time.
desensitized?
So you just go numb.
I mean that makes sense. Where
In
it
the
happens,
psychology
it
of
happens
it?
so much where it just like you're just like done. But like there are definitely some people out there that like
Yeah,
do
it's
it
really bad.
for their enjoyment.
Yeah.
You know that like McCanny Manor?
Yes, okay.
No,
Where he
bro,
was
I'm trying to.
Oh
I'm
my
not-
gosh, yes.
no,
I
there's
know.
like there's that McCanny Manor of like that horror house that supposedly like no one was able to go through because it was like a horror house that was like way too hard. But apparently, like there was no actually house. Actually, it's not apparently. It's actually a fact. There was no house. It was just the guy just doing his weird like torture stuff because he enjoyed it and he like recorded it. Like,
Okay.
and first of all, how did he get away with it?
Completely
Good
exposed to the
comment.
heat
Alright,
of
shut
the
up.
sun. But the sun would soon become the least of his worries. You see, the reason they fed him milk and honey was not because it was a great last meal, but because this combination causes a person to get extreme diarrhea, which mixed with the sweet honey attracts
Pistachio ice cream.
Oh.
rodents, bugs, wasps, bees, flies, and whatever other animals live near the lake. After being tormented by the animals throughout the entire night, you would think that the daytime maybe gets a little better. No, because as soon as the sun rises the following day, the person inside of the boat gets another gigantic meal of milk and
Oh,
honey
he
and
gets
an
a refill?
additional
That's
lathering.
crazy.
This would be done on a daily basis to prolong the punishment for as long
At least you would never go hungry with this
I
one.
guess.
as possible. It was also well documented that the rodents would continuously attempt to burrow inside of the person through their back door. They were
Ooh.
probably trying to get a head start on their next meal. A writer named John Sonaris wrote in great detail about a head
minute.
burrow
In great
inside of the
detail?
person through their back.
Yeah, in great detail. Did you
One
hear
of the
that?
most Sonaris wrote in great detail about one of these incidents. He would go on to say that it was one of the most horrid and cruel forms of punishment since it was terribly long.
In great detail. Was he the one witnessing it?
I think he was a viewer and he just documented it. He's like a journalist, you know?
And seemed to have no end in sight. He wrote about a man who survived for an entire 17 days before he finally died from his wounds. Apparently, the man spent his last few days with his entire face completely covered with wasps, and his flesh rotting away, filled with swarms of parasites and worms, all while being covered in his own filth.
Imagine being like a National Geographic like person and you're just like, the man now floats to the middle of the lake.
Yeah,
He is now
imagine they
getting eaten
documented
by
everything.
bugs and
Like,
rats
that's crazy.
and wasps and birds.
Okay, this is number 1. This is supposedly the worst death in human history.
You wanna like predict what it is? I have a
The
theory.
worst death in human
I
history.
think I have a theory of what it might be. Do you guys have a theory of what this might be? Because I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it is, but I think it is. It's the Viking.
That's what I was gonna
Viking
say.
punishment, bloody
The
eagle.
one, yeah, the one where they open the back.
Your rib cage. Yeah.
Guys, Vikings were so brutal. Like, okay, let's see if we're right. Actually,
Number 1, the oubliette.
Okay. It's
fake. There's no
No,
way,
but
bro. There's
there.
no
So there was
way.
another one, a Viking punishment. I think it was called the bloody eagle.
Yeah.
They'd basically put you on your stomach and they open up your back and they grab your rib cage and crack them and make you have like wings.
Basically,
and then-
flip it outward. So your
Right.
ribs are like this, and they flip it outward, and then they'd like decorate it so that it looked like a bird. Then they would suspend you in the air, so you look like like a bird,
Like
in
an
the
eagle.
air. Like
That's
a
why it's
bloody
called the
eagle,
bloody
yeah.
eagle.
And the
I feel
thing
like
is,
that'd be the worst.
yeah, because they were still alive during the whole thing.
Yeah. But what is this?
I don't know.
Oubliette
Oh, I think I know what this one is.
simply means to forget in French.
Yeah.
This was a
Okay.
punishment
It's not. I mean, I guess it's bad. Yeah.
Can
This is-
I
this-
watch
this
what
is-
it is?
this
I
is
don't
the
even
one I
know
was
what
talking
it
about
that
at
was
the
used
beginning.
in many places throughout history,
forget
including
about
in the London Tower, which had a small
Yo.
English, bro.
Yo,
It's
you
the
gotta-
English people.
These English people gotta watch out.
Yo.
and confined
threats.
room called Little Ease. Not only was this room pitch black, it was also so small that prisoners could not sit, stand, or lay down while inside it, and they would be left in this uncomfortable position for days on
Snowy Frost, what have your people done?
end. One of the most famous oubliettes is not the one in the London Tower, but in the neighboring district of Warwick, inside of Warwick Castle. Here, deep underground in the castle's dungeons, is a very
know,
small and narrow.
Just imagine, archaeologists. Is that who they are? Just imagine, people discovering this and seeing how many skulls are in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
narrow
'Cause they didn't
cell
clean it up.
completely made of stone, which has a metal door to close it shut. Prisoners were tossed inside of the cell and forgotten about, as the name implies. The prisoner would just have to sit there and wait for their inevitable death, which usually came in a few days from dehydration
Yeah,
or
realistically,
starvation.
you
Now,
die
of
in, like,
course,
7
this
days
would be the
without
best
water.
case scenario, because in reality, most of the time there would already be a rotting corpse
Yeah.
inside of the cell to keep the new prisoner company. The previous occupier of the cell would serve as a daily reminder of his upcoming fate. But that's not the only companions that he will have, since the underground dungeons are completely infested with rats that have developed a taste for human flesh.
Dang.
But wait, there's more. These oubliettes existed in many of the castles throughout Europe, and in recent times, they have actually discovered these dungeons with dozens, if not hundreds, of human remains inside of it, as proof
gosh.
that they were hardly ever cleaned. Like in Leap Castle of Ireland, where in 1900, during the castle's renovation, a worker found a small opening behind a wall inside of the chapel. This hole had an 8-foot drop that led to a large oubliette, and what the worker found inside shocked him, since it was filled with so many skeletons that they needed multiple cartloads to clear it all out.
Jesus.
But just when you think the section is over, it just keeps on giving. You see, there's been many stories of men who have been placed inside one of these dungeons
The oubliette that just keeps on giving. It's like the giving tree, but with
Bro,
like
they had
with like
the
a
sale,
tunnel.
like but buy one.
buy one. But wait, there's more. Ooh.
and kept alive for years and years on end,
Oh, they kept
surviving
them
off
alive?
crumbs of food and minimal
Rats?
amounts of water, prolonging their inevitable demise for as long as humanly possible. These cells were
I think the worst thing about like all these deaths are like the mindset that you know you're going to die. So it's like there's like a mindset of like, oh, like when will I die? But like these guys, these people are like they know they are going to die. And I feel like that's even scarier than like
No,
death
I think
itself.
I think
know?
what's scarier than knowing you're gonna die is knowing you're gonna die, but not knowing when you're gonna die. Because I feel like when
well,
you
isn't that with like anyone?
no, because
Technically,
like,
no
if
one
you
knows
put
when they're gonna die.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying like if you know,
I feel
guess,
like
yeah.
it's worse
What
when you're.
what I'm trying to say is like when you give someone the thought that he's gonna die soon, like obviously he's gonna go rampant and like he's gonna do whatever he wants because he knows he's gonna die and he like lost everything in his life.
sometimes even placed on ground level so they can hear the voices and laughter of the people outside,
Okay,
an
that's
experience
probably
that they
the
will
worst
never
one.
get again in this life.
Okay.
I'm gonna be for real. That does not sound like the worst one, but you know, maybe because you're not even like, yeah, like in reality, this is like, say you were like stranded in the desert and you had no food, no water, and you died like that. That's basically they're saying like the equivalent, you know. I think that one of the worst ones were those rats or like the canoe ones where it's like a very slow death. This one was a slow death, but it's like at least you weren't like tortured before, you know. Definitely not the worst one. I feel like the worst
Okay, I
one
think this is gonna be the last
that's
one.
what I said. What are you talking about?
Man does the unthinkable after talking to
Oh no,
ChatGPT.
we gotta go.
11 minutes.
No, yeah, we gotta go.
Dang. We'll do it next time, then.
Guys, yeah, we'll do more reactions later on, and we'll do like a fun, better stream.
Okay, so where is it? Streaming.
Streaming, yes.
W.
Angie
and
W.
Wait, there's
Uh-oh.
one more.
Angie. What?
There's one more.
Top sub. Wait. Can I type this? Top Sabar. Yeah.
Wait, what was the other one? There, it was a sub.
Guys, wait. Who was the other sub? It was Angie 20, and then.
Guys, hold on. Should be here. Is it EJ?
What was it?
I think so.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, the big one. EJ.
Yes.
EJ. Okay.
Okay, let me get rid of okay.
It's a bet. Top Sabar and AJ. Guys, show some love. Show some love to them. Big thank you to EJ and bigger thank you to Angie for everything. Let's find the sticker. No sticker. Let's do what's a cute one? Mwah. Perfect.
Yes.
All right, that's cute. All right, big thanks to them. So guys, thank you for watching this stream. I know it wasn't super duper long compared to our freaking 6-hour stream that took forever because Matthew couldn't finish the boss level on time, but I can't be complaining because I didn't do the boss level.
I didn't even finish the level, to be honest. I was
Oh
supposed,
my god, just
like I'm
didn't
supposed
finish it.
No,
Didn't finish
you know
it.
what's
We
crazy?
finished it.
I
No,
was
we
like
finished
looking
it.
back at a video, and they got the boss on the left side, so he didn't even have to avoid the boss. He just like went there.
Oh,
So if you get him on the left side, then you have a better chance.
very cool, man. Very cool, man. But thank you guys so much for being in today's stream. We will be doing a stream really soon, and it should be very fun because we'll have more time to like plan it and do it. So
yes.
thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.